and welcome back. Today, let's do lesson number 4. These thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room, on the street, from this video, in this place. So, this is a continuation of the other lessons. So, let's see. Unlike the preceding ones, these exercises do not begin with the idea for the day. In these practice periods, begin with noting the thoughts that are crossing your mind for about a minute. Then apply the idea to them. So this is really funny because our mind never stops. There's always a chattering going on. So this is deliberate intervention of that thought if you must. There's deliberate, like you stop that thought and then you apply the idea saying these thoughts do not mean anything. Try that. See how your, the ego that's within you that reacts. Because when we come in this body form, obviously here, it's our ego that dictates everything. So stop that and apply the idea. And the mind is going to go, these thoughts do mean something to me. But anyway, just for the sake of it, just apply and see what comes to it. And then you can always write down in your journal. That's a good practice. That's how you break the the um, the thoughts that you've been having. Break that whatever it is that you are stuck on. All these are meant to remove you from that place of stuckness onto freedom. If you're already aware of unhappy thoughts, use them as subjects for the idea. Wow. Do not, however, select only the thoughts you think are bad. How may you do that? You will find, if you train yourself to look at your thoughts, that they represent such a mixture that, in a sense, give me a second here, none of them can be called good or bad. This is why they do not mean anything. In selecting subjects for the application of today's idea, the usual specificity is required. Do not be afraid to use good thoughts as well as bad. None of them are your real thoughts, which are being covered up by them. Think about that. None of them are your real thoughts, which are being covered up by them. That is a blow to the ego. How can you say that? The good ones, of which you're aware, are but shadows of what lies beyond, and shadows might sight difficult. The bad ones are blocks to the sight and make seeing impossible. You do not want either. There's an explanation for that. It's cool. This is a major exercise and will be repeated from time to time in somewhat different form. So this is a starting of the mind exercise that we have never been taught in our life before. At least I was never. I was never aware of this at all. The aim here is to train you in the first steps toward the goal of separating the meaningless from the meaningful. It is a first attempt in the long range purpose of learning to see the meaningless outside you and the meaningful within. It is also the beginning of training your mind to recognize what is the same and what is different. In using your thoughts for application of the idea for today, identify each thought by the central figure or event it contains. For example, this thought about fill in the blanks, whatever is going on in your life right now, whatever is pressing, does not mean anything. It's like the things I see in this room, on the street, and so on. That's what we practiced in the last 3 lessons. You can also use the idea for a particular thought which you recognize as harmful. This practice is useful but is not a substitute for more random procedures to be followed for the exercises. Here, I want to stop a little bit. Harmful. I want to say harmful thoughts are always about us. I am not enough. I am not blah, blah, blah. I am fat. I am, so we have harmful thoughts about us. Whatever I'm just not enough. I'm just not I don't have the capability for doing this. So those are harmful thoughts. So when you have a thought like that, immediately say these thoughts do not mean anything, and you break that. You break that right there, and then it does not take any effect, and it won't um, have any effect. First of all, second of all, it will not. You will not see that. You will not. Your thoughts are what you see, right? So you will not experience that. Do not, however, examine your mind for more than a minute or so. You are too inexperienced as yet to avoid a tendency to become pointlessly preoccupied. Further, since these exercises are the first of their kind, you may find the suspension of judgment in connection with thoughts particularly difficult. Do not repeat these exercises more than 3 or 4 times during the day. We will return to them later. This is a great one just to start, just so that whatever you're in now, you're totally powerful. This makes you totally in power, in control of whatever your thoughts are throughout the day. And then you say these thoughts do not mean anything, and you break that, and then they don't have any effect on you. I feel this is like the beginning of a beautiful life that you are to experience. That's beautiful. Let me know what your experiences are by doing these exercises. I would love to hear. Let me read also the footnotes. I love the footnotes in this complete, not complete, the circle of the circle of atonement. I'm sorry, I'm lost for words today. But this footnotes, let me read. You're probably meant to apply the idea to each subject as as it arises in your mind, rather than only applying the idea after the mind searching period. We say this because in later lessons, the application of the idea is included in the mind searching period. Our real thoughts are thoughts we think in unison with the mind of God. With our current thoughts, are small, fleeting, and often anxious and conflict hidden. Our real thoughts are boundless, changeless, characterized by perfect peace and at one with all that is. These thoughts can be experienced in deep meditation. So that says lesson 45 has that. While they are of heaven, not of this world, they are what will show as the real world. You do not have to worry about these kind of things. These may be bigger things like this world and that world and what it means. Now, don't be bogged down by all that. Just know at this point that these lessons, you're just doing something different, new for yourself, and you just have the faith that you're going to experience something different than what you have been experiencing in the past. And that's what this leads to. I hope this is an helpful tool for you. If there is um, anything that resonates with you, do let me know. Have a great day, and I love you. Namaste.